Thank you, Amanda. You're beautiful always. Hey,
Hey, not bad yourself? Long
not
time.
too bad. Welcome to Oh Shit.
Yes, I like this. I'm glad to be on the show.
I'm glad to have you. Maroon, before we get started on this COVID-19 crap, I wanted
Yeah,
to talk to you about your brand that you've come up with. How is
yeah,
that?
for sure. Basically, me, my brother, his brother-in-law, and two other investors opened up a greenhouse out in Toronto, North York.
Okay.
We basically have creams, CBD creams, and oils right now, all legal production. So it's through the government. So everything is legit. I'm not doing it out of someone's basement. Yeah, so we just started back in January. So it's brand
So
new.
can you, sorry to cut you off, I
Yeah,
just want you to explain to everybody a little bit about CBD because I'm a huge fan. I've been
yeah.
using it for years. Um, Tell everybody what it's good for.
So I mean, obviously, you got two different people, right? You got people who they just get the pills if they have to for any kind of reason. I mean, it's more for some people use it for anxiety. Some people use it. We push it for working out. To calm your brain, to relax the muscles. I mean, some people want to veer off taking medication and want to use a more natural way. So the way that our brand, basically the way we're doing it is nanotechnology and ultra fine emulsion, meaning without getting too scientific and everything, basically the way that we do it, it absorbs in your body 3 times faster than most products out there.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the use of it for anxiety
Yeah,
because that's why I've been using it
yeah, yeah,
and for like chronic pain and all of that.
yeah.
But in a time like this, how important do you think the use of CBD is when everybody is kind of in a state of hysteria over what's currently happening? Do you think that it would benefit the masses to take?
Absolutely. I think this is uncharted territory, right? CBD, even though it's been around for a while, I think now that it's legalized, I think a lot of people are nervous to try it. But I mean, what I tell everybody is, you know, it's better to try something natural than trying taking medication that has all these side effects. You take it, if you don't like it, you don't like it. There's no major side effects. It won't alter. I'm sure you can attest to it if you've been doing some CBD. So, I mean, I think with these trying times, especially going to the doctors is very, frowned upon right now. They're locking doors. They're not, only emergency reasons and whatnot. This is a good alternative for people to try. We can ship it to your place or whatever you want to do. But I definitely think this time, and I'm not trying to take advantage or opportunity off of this, but I'm just saying I think people need to understand that there's different alternatives than just medication, and it's definitely something that's really starting to pop off now, and when it comes to alternative options.
So, what is your brand? The name of your brand is called
So
Illuminati.
the company itself is Bud's Botanical Enterprise, but the actual cream itself, or the CBD oil, is called Enter the Illuminati. Essentially, it's one of the co-founders is a 32nd degree Freemason, so it has a little bit of a meaning to him.
Right.
It's enterilluminati.ca, and like I said, you can order online, or you can even just contact me via Instagram, and we can deal with that. But that's what it's called. Yeah.
And your wife is 9 months pregnant right now.
Pretty much, she's upstairs right now. We're just literally waiting. Clock's ticking. So when it's time, when it's literally for me to calm down anxiety with everything else that's going down right now, this is definitely a
You're
nice.
taking your CBD.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
with your wife being pregnant and your primary job is HVAC sales,
HVAC installations, actually. We do
installation.
installs.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, in a time like this, how are you feeling with your situation? Because a lot of people don't want you in their house right now. And I'm sure you have the same hesitation with a new baby coming in that you don't want to be in their homes either. How are you feeling with the impact of what's going on?
So the situation that we're in is, you know, we're actually way bigger in the new home construction field. So this is even more touchy subject because, as most of you know, if you've been following the conferences with Doug Ford and stuff, they haven't really shut down construction sites. There's still deadlines that have to be met. So right now I have a big project that's up in a big project that's left up in that we have on Greenbank and Baseline, and they still haven't shut down. But me and my business partner just last week decided to pull the plug because we have employees as well, and we're like, we don't want to put anybody in danger, including ourselves.
Right.
And we're like, you know what, these deadlines could wait. I mean, at this point, it's not worth it. So it would put us in a very tough situation where we had to make a decision: is how we're gonna, what are we gonna do? They need money. Our employees, we feed them, and we need to have our own, right? So we have to take care of ourselves. And it was a tough decision that we had to pull the plug last week. This week we're not working. My guys, I laid them off. Just today we gave them the option. They said, let's go out because no one knows with this uncertainty. So, and then like you said, it's not like I can even have the option of going to customers' houses, even though right now I'm doing new construction. You got 50 people at once on these sites. So it's put us in a really tough situation right now.
So, as a father and with another baby on the way, what are your fears right now? What are you concerned with mostly?
Honestly, I think the biggest challenge is the uncertainty of when this is all going to end. Nobody knows. So I mean, at this point, I know the government is implementing, and I think this is the toughest part for you, and I know your husband as well. You guys are both pretty much entrepreneurs that have your own business, and we don't have technically the EI and all that kind of stuff that they're supposed to offer. I get it, they're launching a program, but let's be honest, it's really not going to set the bar, to sustain a lifestyle that we're normally used to, right, with the amount they're giving us. So I think the biggest fear is the reality is, okay, yeah, maybe pay some bills, you can pay the bills, you can drain your account as much as you can, but even if they defer the payments, is just when's the bounce back going to happen, and what's going to come out of this, especially for me that I'm in the new home construction. Is the housing market going to crash? There's like a million things going through my head, and none of it I can control. So at the end of the day, what do you do? What can you do? So you have to literally go day by day. I'm sure that's what you're doing, your husband's doing, but literally going day by day. I have no idea. There's no guarantee of anything right now. Nothing. I can't guarantee my employees. I told them, like, just take off, like, go on EI. I don't know what else to tell you. There's nothing else. I think the scariest part is that this is completely out of our control. That's the scariest part.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I think that's your brother. He posted the website. My brother, yeah.
Shout out co-owner. Shout out.
That's awesome. It is. It's a very uncertain time, and I think that a lot of us have to take advantage of the resources that we have, or just to make our own path. I mean, it's a really hard thing and to let go of ego and accept government assistance, even when you're in a need for it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're an entrepreneur, because the last thing you want to do is say, well, everything I've done has clearly gone to shit, and now I rely on the hands of somebody else.
That's it.
And I get the frustration there, but at the same time too, I think we're all in the same boat, and we're all not only survivors, we're thrivers, and our goal is to just climb that ladder as quickly as we can, no matter how we can do it.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's amazing that you have this side business going on that will benefit you in this time, because right now I truly believe there's a huge need for CBD. Coming out of all of this, there'll be a severe mental health issue. I mean, I don't even know how we're going to react to one another when we're able to be in contact with one another.
Absolutely.
So I think that people need to look at the importance of the things that are around them, the natural substances that are around them that they can use to benefit them.
Absolutely.
And staying away from psychoactive ingredients is beneficial, for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
So I value what you guys are trying to do there, and I really wanted to make sure that we had a chance to highlight it. How is your wife feeling being pregnant and dealing with
Well, yeah, these are
this?
stressful. Yeah, these are stressful times, right? Because I mean, like you said, obviously we didn't expect any of this to happen. So you have, she's on the way any hour, any day. And then, like you said, I'm gonna be now using EI assistance. She's gonna be on mat leave. So I mean, you can only imagine. Like you said, you got to set the ego aside. The business was thriving, we were doing good and everything, and then all of a sudden this hits you hard. But I think, like you said, honestly, the best advice is,
Amanda's
you have
asking.
you have to just take it day by day, And then I just saw Amanda asking about would they let me in the room. They would let me in the room, but I can't leave the room after. So the minute I enter the room, that's all
You're
they're
stuck.
giving us the option. Yeah. And the scary part is, from what we've been talking to with midwife, is if depending on when the baby's born, if the numbers get higher and higher and higher, they'll probably not even allow us to have the birth at the hospital. So right now we're still good, but the Queensway, luckily they have their own ward. You can different, well, not different entrance now, it's all one entrance, but they have a different section, so it's complete, the ventilation system and all that's completely separate. But I still, as soon as I get in, I can't get out. I can't if I want to get food or anything like that.
And now this is not your first child. You have
No.
another child as well.
Yeah, 3 now.
So when you guys are out of the hospital, you've had the baby, God willing, all goes well, and you're back home, are you quarantined away from your son?
Not that I know of in terms of direction from the hospital. Not that I would know of. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's a good question, though. I guess we'll have to ask that when we come back. But yeah, I guess seeing that there's a newborn, it might be something we'd have to figure out or think about for sure, which would be tough anyways. But
Now, being Lebanese,
yeah,
we know how important family is after having a child.
yeah.
Are you worried that people are going to try to come see the baby? Have you made any boundaries with anybody saying that you can't come?
Yeah, that's a good question. Fortunately for me, unlike most Lebanese people, I don't have 500 cousins here.
That's
So
great.
I literally have is just my immediate family. My brother, like I was saying earlier, he's in Toronto. It's just my sister, my mom, my dad. So I don't have any cousins, so that kind of works to my advantage. And we already placed the boundaries, and everyone knows right now what the situation is, the sensitivity of the situation. So we're all good. So yeah, we know that they might not see the baby for a few weeks, anyways. But yeah, we set the boundaries already, so that's a good question. But yeah, definitely we're lucky on that aspect.
You're lucky on that end.
Yeah.
And I have a few more questions for you if you'll
Oh yeah.
tolerate them.
No, of course, shoot away.
So we're here now.
Yeah.
It's been about a week where we've been dealing with all of this minute by minute. It's changing. We've kind of accepted it mildly as our reality.
Yeah.
Sitting in the situation from your point of view, and I always want to ask because I know how I would react, and I know how a lot of other females would react to this. As a man, are you trying to hold your shit together, or do you genuinely have it together? Are you falling apart? How are you doing in this moment? Because I know a lot of men like to be the backbone, be
Yeah.
the supporter, be the caregiver, be the provider, and they're not really willing to divulge how they're actually feeling about the situation. So how are you?
That's a very good question. Honestly, I'm pretty, usually when it comes to this, me and my wife have a very good dynamic when it comes to just controlling any kind of adversity. If obviously people who know us or know our background, what we've been through, we've been through humble beginnings. So honestly, this sounds like cliche, but we literally been through so much that to us this is just another speed bump, that we just got to go over. And I'm not just blowing smoke. Honestly, I feel I'm pretty confident everything's going to be okay. The situation that we're in, like I said, I know we can recover. So as being, the husband and stuff. I don't feel like, that I've failed the family or anything like that, which I know a lot of guys are probably going to feel that way as a father and whatnot. And what I would add to that is, you have to understand, and I had to talk to myself about this, and I was saying, like, my business didn't fail because I was failing the business. You know what I mean? Like, people need to realize this is a pandemic. This is causing your business to just stop for now. So it's like, you can't let that get to your head. There's nothing you can do. And it's not just you stopping, it's the entire world that's stopping around you. So there's nothing you can control. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, is to explain to people, is that you can't control this. So don't let it bother you. Like, if it's out of your hands, it's out of your hands. And this is out of our hands right now. So I'm not going to sit here and dwell on, man, I can't work, my company's down right now. No, like, I got a family to feed. Let's find the options, and we'll worry about the other stuff after. It's literally the only way you can make your way out of this.
No, you're absolutely right. You can only look forward, right?
That's
And
it.
I think that there's once you get past looking at the news and you get past sort of sulking in the news and what's happened to you because of the situation, you're
Yeah.
easy to look at it as a whole and say, like, okay, I can kind of see through the tunnel now. And I can
Yeah.
see that, no matter how long it is, there's an end to it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that it's very important for people to hear what you just said, because it shows strength in itself.
Yeah.
And that positive mindset that we are going to get through this,
Absolutely.
provided we comply to what we're being told. I
That's it.
mean, do you find yourself frustrated at all by the people around you who aren't complying to the rules that they're being given right now?
I mean, for me, the part that's upsetting me, like I was mentioning earlier, is just being in the construction industry, and the builders obviously are building and they have deadlines and they just don't care. I think if anything, that's what's frustrating me. So that's why I know I've been waiting, patiently waiting, as to when they're making that order for construction sites to stop right now. And that's why we pulled the plug a week early, before we even heard anything about this. Because, like you said, when we showed up and we started seeing 40 people kicking around, just walking around, like, we need to take this seriously. So I think that's what's frustrating me, is the builders not taking action. In terms of the other people, for sure, like, whoever I see people are walking around, when I go grocery shopping, I go by myself, and I see a family of 5, going grocery shopping, drives me nuts. I don't get that. Are you putting everybody in danger? I'll be the single moms who have kids and stuff, or single dads. It's a different story. I get that, but I'm saying just the regular people who just, day to day, not people enough are taking this seriously. If you want to do your social distancing and you want to take a chat with your neighbor for 5-10 minutes, it's not a big deal. I did that. I'm not going to lie. But aside from that, I mean, we got to respect the boundaries. And I think the construction right now is the part that's really disappointing right now, is how long they're taking to act on this. I think these people have these, like, I have a house that's being built that me and my wife bought. We just got the email today saying that they're delaying it indefinitely. So we have no idea when our house is going to go back on the building block, right? So, Claridge, they took that upon them to just say, listen, this is what we're doing. We're taking safety measures. The builder that we're working for right now, we're waiting for that message. And I think they're literally going to wait until Doug Ford actually forces his hand, saying, sorry, nobody can do the work. So if anything, that's what's the frustrating part, is you're putting all these people in danger. As a business owner, for us, we care about our guys, so we made the decision. A lot of other owners are just forcing their employees to keep working. I can't speak to that, but I mean, I don't think that's cool. I think people really need to take this seriously. So
Right.
I think that's the frustrating part.
I agree. Do you think that after all of this is said and done, life will go back to normal?
That's a really good question too.
Or at least for you, will you be able to interact normally with other people?
I think I don't know. I think things are going to be a little different. I'm going to be more of a to be honest, a germaphobe, not that I'm a clean guy, whatever, but I think, yeah, definitely taking these extra steps that you never really think about, right?
Right.
The Lysol wipes in my work van. I'm wiping the steering wheel every 5 minutes now. I don't think that's gonna change anymore.
Right.
So in terms of those little interactions like that, for sure. But I think in general, though, to be honest, I think the way people interact, I think it's gonna take a very long time for people to get back to normal. It's gonna be really interesting to see how the outside world is gonna act after everything's back to normal.
For sure. Are you hesitant at all, once this is all said and done, to do things like send your children back into daycare?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that's going to be the toughest part. Toughest part to see. I want to go in the school and watch them disinfect the whole place. You know what I mean? Like I don't want even and even just going your husband's restaurant, right? Even thinking of people prepping food. To be honest, I think that's going to be a big thing too, right? I think people are going to be concerned about that, and I think it's gonna take some people who are more paranoid than others, right? I mean,
Right.
are going to be worried about that. Same thing with the schools. I think people are going to be worried about that. Like right now, I'm not doing any drive-through stuff. Like I don't get coffees, nothing. I don't take a chance, unless I wipe down the cup. But even at that, it's not enough. So, yeah, I think there's a huge trust factor. I think with a lot of people just concerned about stuff, whether it's restaurants, fast food, whatever it is, the public, it's going to be tough, definitely. And daycare is going to be a huge problem for me, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's already one of those things, I think, where you send them knowing that they're going to collect every germ in the world.
That's
and
it.
After something like this, it's just that heightened fear of what are you bringing back?
Yeah, absolutely. And
it's something that's going to change the world for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why, I mean, I know you're the talk show, but how are you making out with being shut down right now?
I'm making out okay. I mean, I miss my clients. I love doing hair. It's my creative outlet. I get to chat with people all day long. I clearly miss that.
Yeah, for sure.
But to be honest, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it again.
Right.
I don't know how I'm going to be able to be in closed quarters.
Yeah.
With that close contact.
Yeah.
With people again. I think that there's a genuine fear there.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially because I work from home. I mean, I'm in my salon right now. This is an extension of my home and my family. So everybody coming in is, they're coming into my life no matter what.
That's
my
right.
life is always live.
Right.
So for me, it's like, how can I subject my children and my family to what could possibly come in with these people?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a very scary thought to think that I might not be able to continue doing what I love to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's tough.
It is for sure. But I think I am hopeful that, one day we will all be able to get back to where we need to be.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of businesses are going to have to change. And even just for clients as well. I think that they're going to be a little fearful too when they're, a lot of people are in the same position as you and I. Yeah. With work and whatnot.
Yeah.
So what I do might be considered a luxury.
Yeah.
It may no longer be the necessity that it once was. So who knows how the world will change.
Yeah. That's a very good point, for sure. My barber too, he just announced today that they're closing his barber shop, and it's sad, he's pretty upset about it, right? Because, most of them usually have a chair and they rent it, so, I mean, I feel for everybody, one of my good friends too is a mechanic, and, he has to shut down, and it's busy season right now, right? It's just the end of winter, so everyone wants to swap their tires and this and that, and I think, like I said, everybody's hurting. Everybody needs to make an adjustment after everything is done. But, like I said, repeat myself, but I think what people really need to understand is, especially the self-employed people, is, you didn't fail your business. You know what I mean? It's just a situation it's putting at a halt, and it's just the way how you're going to bounce back. And then, you just take this opportunity and, and try to figure out how you're going to bounce back. Kind of like for you, you know, like you're not sure yet what are you going to do, but you know what, like take that opportunity and reflect. And I think this is the best option, you know, to take advantage.
100%. Have Jihad here saying, as uncertain as times are, these times may be the new norm, and the way people are distancing is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. And that's like we were saying, like, I think the human interaction itself is going to be, I think, different now. And even like my wife's work, they frown upon on working from home. You know what I mean? And I think this is going to be a huge eye opener for a lot of companies. Is it necessary to have these meetings? You know, when it could just be an email. You know, you hear the jokes all the time about that, but that's true, right? There's a bunch of things now. You know, obviously not every service can be, you know, can work from home. Kind of like me, I can't work from home, obviously, but I think there's a lot of places that are going to change. Self-distancing could be better. You never know. Maybe the flus are going to come down. Like, who knows, right? Maybe you don't know. There's a bunch of things that can change now.
Do you, and just because I've asked everybody sort of one question along these lines, do you believe this is something that was potentially man-made, or do you believe that this is just a virus that's come out from the way that they said it came out? Animals.
Yeah, I think I know. I hear a million different. I hear a million different ways of things. You know, I think it was. I think it was just it happened, and you got. You know, you got patient zero that really just messed things up. You know, and not to his doing. But that's just my opinion. And obviously, I'm sure you've got different answers. I don't buy into the whole conspiracy theory thing just because, like, literally it's destroying everything and everyone. And, you know, they're saying it comes from the States. Well, I get it. You know, the rich people would benefit from it. But really, if you look down deep, everybody's getting screwed. So, I mean, the financial gain, I don't know whether it's worse or not. But it's, to me, you know, I think it's just one bad situation that really screwed things up.
Do you think that this has brought you closer to faith? Closer to meditation, closer to anything in that respect?
Well, you know what? I want to know, but I mean, for me, I was always, I'm a very self-aware type of person. So, you know, for me, I always just believe in, you know, I'm just more of a spiritual guy. I just believe in karma and doing good. And where I'm getting at is, like, you know, when stuff like this happen, it's just, you know, the best thing you can do is treat others well, take care of others. And I think that's really what uplifts me, is just dealing with people in that way, you know, whether it's my employees, like I'm, you know, paying them for the week that they're off until we made the decision, you know, stuff like that, you know, to just help others, because I'm fortunate in this situation that I can do that. So that being said, for me, it uplifts me to just to do good for others and during these difficult times, and that puts me at ease. And then I feel like, you know, when you give positive energy, I'm that type of guy. When you give positive energy, you get it back. So that's how I feel I'm handling the situation and calming myself down, is just do good. Don't try to screw other people over. Don't try to take advantage. Like, you see these idiots who are selling toilet paper for $75 and all this kind of stuff. Like, those people, you know, yeah, like, not good. You're not going to get the karma coming your way at all. So for me, that's what it is, man. Just handle your business, do it good, take care of other people, you know, be kind during these times, you know, and that, you know, really that's what I think it brought out of me anyways, is that.
I think those are valuable words to live by. And I would hope that, you know, a lot of people have that reaction to a situation like this. Because I think that that's the point, right? It's for unity and for humanity and for everyone to come together instead of sort of standing on opposite ends.
Exactly.
So I love and respect that you said that. I think it's valid on many forms. Is there anything that you want to say now that you're live, you have a platform, you have an opportunity, something that you've just wanted to share or believe that you should share?
What can I say? Honestly, I mean, the only thing I say is that I said it earlier, really is during these times, I think people just, need to realize that this is just out of their control. And I'm more focusing on when I say this because, this is what has affected me the most is, being self-employed. And again, my dream was to not work a 9 to 5 job so I can be a self-employed and have my own time and have this and have just the freedom. And then, I think for me, this message, the reason why I came on this was to tell anybody here is watching that's self-employed, that, if you've survived this long, there's no reason why you won't be able to survive, after this. And I think it's just deal, it's out of your control. Deal with day by day. And remember, it's not because your business failed. It's because right now the world is literally at a full stop, and you literally just go day by day is the best thing I can say, because that's literally what I've been doing even when I opened my business 2 years ago, with nothing in it, you know what I mean? And just I was going day by day, and then things start coming to me, jobs start coming to me, contracts start coming to me because I was just going day by day. So that's the best thing. Don't think ahead, because you will literally drive your mental state completely out if you literally try to think ahead 2 months. I will literally think I would go and drive myself nuts if I say, well, what am I going to do in 2 months from now? And so for anybody who has a small business, just hang in there, and stay humble and make this a readjustment if you have to. That's the best idea, best thing I can say. Just make a readjustment. Take this time to step back, enjoy the time off with your families and your loved ones, and just make a decision after. Just day by day. That's it. It's the best thing I can say.
That's amazing, Maroon. I want to say thank you so much. You honestly gave such amazing advice. I love your brand. I love your company.
Thank you.
And for everybody who doesn't know the website, can you tell them the website once more?
Yeah, it's enterilluminati.ca. And if you use promo code Maroon20, you get 20% off. And if you have any questions or anybody, just shoot me a DM. No problems. I will answer any of your questions.
Thank you so much, Maroon. I wish you the best of luck with your wife and the new baby.
Thank you. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yes, please let us know. Guys, if you would like to tune in tomorrow night to Oh Shit,